Do you think you started too late planning for retirement? That you have not done anything and you find yourself in your late 40s, early 50s, possibly even over 60? It's not too late, but you're going to have to work harder, more intentional, intensely focused, but you can do this. You're not doomed. You're just going to have to play it a lot smarter than you think you can, because I'm here to tell you it's not over. There's no fat lady singing. You've got this. It's just going to take some intentional planning. So come on, in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this. I've got some worksheets, I've got some budgets, I've got a whole series, my whole channel basically is dedicated to retiring with dignity, regardless of when you got started and how to make it happen. So if you're scared, good. So if you're scared, good. Use it as motivation. You should be scared because you don't want to work your entire life as hard as you've worked up to this point. Let's make a difference. Let's make a change. Come on, get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever beverage you choose. Have a seat. Let's start binging some videos and get to work. Hey y'all, hi, I'm Jenny. I am your no-nonsense friend who shoots from the hip, tells you like it is, and encourages you to get out there, prepare for retirement, live your life, become the person you always wanted to be, but life got in the way. We are entering the stage of our lives, ladies and gentlemen, that we can reinvent ourselves. The kids, if you had them, they're on their own. The grandkids, they're there for you to enjoy, but you got a life to live. Let's go. It's not too late to start planning for retirement, to start living the life you want. It's not too late to get started planning for retirement. I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60, there is always a plan to be had. You're just gonna have to work it harder. So let's sit down, let's figure out let's say you just have nothing at all. What are you gonna do for retirement money? How many years you got left? When would you like to retire versus what the actual numbers are gonna tell you you can retire? What does retirement look like? We all have this baked in fantasy of, I don't have to work, I get to travel, I get to do this. All of those things are possible, but you're going to have to plan a little bit more strategically to get there. To begin with, if you have zero funds for retirement, first thing we want to do is see what your Social Security amount possibly will be at the different ages. 62 is as early as you can take it, and after 70 currently, you'll have your max benefits. So what does that look like? All right. How long are you able to continue working the job you're currently in? Because the devil you know is better than running out and finding the devil you don't. Are you willing to do some side hustles to produce extra income? Do you have some assets that you can sell? And by assets, I'm not talking about your vacation homes and Telluride. No, I'm talking about the retirement funds that are in your closet that you're unaware of. I have a video about that as well. I'm talking about vehicles recreational vehicles that you can sell. What do you have that you can dispose of to start piling up cash? And then we've got to get into the economization of your current lifestyle. Your retirement lifestyle is going to be different when you don't have a full-time income. If you've not started planning for retirement, then the amount of income you do have, that's going to be what you need to live off of. So once you find out what that Social Security amount's going to be, then let's just say that's your baseline. And that might be startling, and that may motivate you to start developing some of those income streams, side hustles that you can continue to doing into retirement years, but not have to actually go into the office that you're currently going into or going into the job that you're currently going into. Some of us are out there doing hard manual labor. The reality is our bodies are going to say no thank you after a certain point. So we need to start thinking about, do I have enough to completely stop that, to stop working, or do I need to start pursuing those additional income streams or side hustles that I can do when my body says no more hard manual labor? Some other tactics that you can do is look at your current retirement plans through your employer. And if you don't have those, such as a 401k or a Roth 401k, then look at what retirement vehicles are out there that you can tap into without going through your employer. You can get your own IRAs, you can get your own Roth IRAs outside of an employer plan. If you have one through your employer, that's great, because normally there's a little bit of a match that the company will kick in. So if you can start contributing to those, and at this point, I encourage you to do a Roth, which is post-tax contributions, because you can access your original deposits, your principal, at any point that you need them, and your growth grows tax-free, because that's a point of retirement that can catch up with us. Your 401ks and your IRAs, these are pre-tax dollars. So they do help you out now by giving you some more money in your checks or in your pocket, but you will pay taxes on that down the road, which will reduce the amount of what you have actually saved for retirement. If you'd like some clarity on that, leave me a comment below. I can put you into a website, or I've got some videos that I talk more deeply into this. I am not a financial expert. These are just things that I personally have learned as I've been preparing for my own retirement. I didn't start until my mid-40s getting serious about retirement. In my early 40s, I was scared. I opened up a Roth and I was putting a little bit in there. But by my mid-40s, it was, oh my goodness, I've got 20 years if I work to 65. I'm oh so much closer to 65 now. Not quite as scared, but I am concerned, to the point where I haven't quit working. I have not done the early retirement. Thinking about it, but not there yet. We also might want to re-envision our retirement years. The dream that I was sold, that I was imprinted with, was that when I retire, as I said, I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna go here, all that. Truth be told, maybe 1, 2 trips, maybe not even international trips. I can see those in that future. There's still a lot of places in the US. There's a lot of places in Texas I still want to see. But I am more interested in experiences than I am in tangible items or traveling glamorously. So start re-envisioning your retirement with the reality of who you know you are now versus who you were back in your teens and 20s when the retirement dream was first being imprinted on us. Re-envision it as we figure out what kind of funds and money we're going to have for those years. You definitely can then start structuring more appropriately to those funds. So regardless of what your age is, get started planning for your retirement. This is not about magic. This is not a wand that you're going to wave. It's about grit. It's about intention. It's about fear and using that as motivation. It's not over. It's not too late. You can still get there. You're going to get there anyway. But what kind of shape are you going to be in? So share this video with somebody in your life who could use it, or who could also help, or who could also be an accountability partner or someone to help you walk through this. You can talk to your trusted family members, get a financial advisor. Consultations generally are just meet and greets, get to know you, see if you're comfortable with them. Ask somebody in your family who you perceive as being more knowledgeable in planning for retirement and or investing. You have a much shorter window now than you did when you were 20, 30, early 40s. But it doesn't mean that you can't make it. Check the description. I'm going to have a basic budgeting spreadsheet down there for you. There's also some journals that you can purchase. Yes, they're mine, through Amazon, but they will help you unpack some of the mental thoughts, because where else are you having these thoughts? But they will help walk you through not just the fear, but the daring that when you retire, you can get out there and live the life that you've always wanted, regardless of how much money you may have coming in every month. All right, y'all, come on back. I've got more emboldening things to share with y'all.